There we go.
Freaky Friday, boy. It gets freaky on Friday. I wish y'all could have been backstage and seen the freakiness of the big dog Chico. It is
What?
yours, Uncle Neely. Man, we got a lot going on this Freaky Friday, Chico. 1 week away from the NFL draft, NBA playoffs, the brackets are set. We got Luther Riley join us. And I got to respond to something, Chico. I got to respond. Yeah, I got to respond. It's the morning run.
Welcome once again to the Morning Run, the coldest, longest running podcast with Uncle Neely, Big Dog Chico, looking so good, so fine on a Friday morning, afternoon, wherever you're checking in from. We appreciate y'all. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, hype this once it's over. Also, get in the comment section, get in the chat, as we call it. Join our runners and put your city, your state, your country, everywhere else. Let us know where you're checking in from. Join the conversation. Any questions, comments, put them there. All members and super chats will be read and put on screen. Hey, who knows where we're gonna go with this, but it's gonna be a nice little journey. So jump in, take a ride or a run with us. You understand me? Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody, y'all make sure y'all go to Miss Denise Smith Insurance.com. Go check her out. We appreciate her sponsoring us. Also go to the Boulder Broker. You'll see everything down there at the ticker. Appreciate y'all supporting us and continuing to support us and see us on this journey. Shop the Goonsville clothing as Uncle Neely is wearing right now. Unc, what you doing? How you doing out there in Jackson, Mississippi?
Man, it's all good in the hood, Chico. How you be on this fun, freaky Friday?
Fun, freaky Friday. That's a shirt. Anyway, I'm doing good, Unc. I'm doing
Man,
great.
just, the merch ideas just never stop.
Never stop. You know what I mean? We just got to get them on there for you guys. But, what we have on there right now for you guys is available and limited also, but you got to go there and get them right now. So go to unclechico.myshopify.com and go get you some. All right? A lot of things going on, Unc.
Yeah. Let me start with this one for you.
Where you want to start at?
Let's start with this one real quick, just for you, Chico, with you in mind. Houston Rockets, Spacely Rocket, you can pop lock it. Lakers in 5.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going Lakers in 5, Chico.
With the injuries?
I don't care, Chico. I'm trying to help you out.
So you're trying to help me out. You want to help us out. Go, if you want to bet on this, go to mybookie.ag and use the promo code BIWGDOW and get your bets in for the NBA playoffs. I'm going to say this, man. KD versus LeBron.
Yeah.
What an intriguing first round matchup right there with two veterans, and both of them don't want to go home in the first round.
No.
What will it do to their legacy? One or the other. Whoever loses this, like what's riding on this for both legacies, if anything?
Man, LeBron playing with house money at this point. No one thought he would be here, in that spot in these playoffs. And then when you add in the late season injuries that could have an impact on this series and beyond, anything that he accomplishes is just gravy on top of the biscuit. I think it's more so for KD to show improve because he hadn't showed improved it since he last showed improved it. And so, like, there's where the intensity of the eyes of scrutiny would be. LeBron don't pull this series off, particularly with those injuries. Particularly with who in November, Chico, when you and I were sitting and talking about this, who gave the Lakers a chance? Keith Sweat said nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them. Don't nobody want to play them, particularly when they're in full strength.
Well, that's the issue, though. What strength are they? Will this be a LeBron-led, team that just let LeBron go off and do his thing? Where will we go with this series? I'm not as confident as I was coming into this with no injuries and things of that nature. But now you factor in that and you say, can LeBron do it himself? Basically, with the help around him, can he be the main guy? But then you look at the young and up and coming Rockets and KD. You might say that if you're a Rocket fan, you might say, you know what? It's not so much pressure this year because it's his first year here and we have such a young team. We can actually build on this. We have a point guard issue. We got an injury there. We also have a young guy coming up playing very well. So I don't think from their perspective is that much pressure or sense of urgency right now. Although I know they want to win, but I don't think it's as much as the Lakers right now. The Lakers have to win this right here, or they're going to be looking at next year like we can get all the way up to this point, and then this happened.
Here's the facts of the matter, Chico. It don't matter which one I'm win because the next one they face is I think will be the Timberwolves. We know what's going to happen there. So
I mean, Timberwolves, dog. How are they so good at this point of the season? You would think about just being, traditionally the Timberwolves. You
yeah,
would think like, we'll love to meet them. They're not gonna sustain. They got Rudy Gobert, but Rudy showed us something last year to make the
yeah.
Lakers
I
have
mean,
to come get DeAndre Ayton.
at the end of the day, OKC and the Timberwolves are still lurking out there. So it don't matter. All
Yeah,
these other little series and bits and pieces, whatever. All right, whatever. You still gonna have to go through one of them to get there.
yeah,
And,
that's
and I don't
unfortunate.
and I don't think neither one of them can do that. But if
Unfortunately,
you believe
neither.
differently or believe the same, you can go to mybookie.ag and put your money where your mouth is. Use that code BIGG.
You ain't lying. And,
DOGG.
and what you say, do you think, because I lost those parlays, remember I
You be
think this
putting too many
past season.
legs on, Chico. You put too many legs on.
Okay, so I saw someone saying, okay, single bets trump parlays and things of that nature, right? What give me your philosophy on betting on?
Them 8-leg parlays be a trap, Chico.
Mm,
Because you're gonna hit on 6 or 7 of them, and then the 8th one gonna collapse.
that's exactly what I
But
did.
it's so attractive because you're like, oh man, this is $8 to win 80,000.
Yes. He's like, I'll put my money on that every time.
And you're gonna lose $8 every
Every
time.
time. Like them the suckers that we looking
After
for right there.
1,000 of them sucker bets, you done lost $8,000 because you done bet $8 every time when you could have bet 100 on a 3-leg parlay and walked away with 2,000 and be up. But neither hit on that.
No, we like, nah. If that 80,000 hit one time,
That's all I need.
that's all I need. You
Chico, let me
kidding.
tell you about my homeboy Otis.
Otis.
Me and
Otis.
Otis used to walk to the corner store and they had a little candy machine at the front. I put my quarter in and give me like a big ball, like when the big pieces are gone.
I'm sure.
He put 10 cents in the other little machine and get a handful of them like sweet tarts.
Yeah.
Handful of them. So we walking down the street now, Chico. I'm enjoying my gum. Every time he put one of them things in his mouth, he sucked a little bit and spit it out like, oh, this stuff's so nasty. And
Mm.
I said, Otis, why you buy it if you don't like it? He said, shit, it's more for your money. I said, but you're getting more of what you don't like. It don't matter. It's more of it.
Right.
You spend a quarter for one thing. I'm spending 10 cents for a 2 handful. It don't matter if I don't like it. It's more of it.
I got more. I'm gonna enjoy. Hey man, that's some people's mindset. They'll rather take more of a anything than taking a little bit less
Speaking
of
of,
something that you actually want.
speaking of,
Speaking of,
speaking of,
where are we going with this?
people just taking more of what they don't like, and people just speaking out of turn, and people just wanting somebody to be talking about them.
You ain't lying.
Coach Prime made a statement about 24/7 and their quote unquote hiring practices of the late. And there's a particular podcast out there, he don't like call himself a podcaster, who took like offense to it and said, I know you're talking about me, even though you didn't say my name. Now, admit now you didn't say my name.
Mm.
And let me tell you something, Chico. I happen to know who Coach Prime was talking about. And let me tell you, Matt, did I say your name?
Oh, you just said a name? Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Talking
say his
about?
name. He said my name on his stuff. I say his name. Matt, Coach Prime wasn't talking about you. You got to understand the levels of this thing. Coach Prime's NFL gold jacket career is one thing, but don't forget about his broadcasting 14-year Hall of Fame career as well. When he was speaking about 24/7, it wasn't about you. He was talking about people at CBS, like your boss's 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 boss, people you ain't never met. He was not talking about you. And he didn't say your name. But because you got so happy that he said your name, or so you thought he said your name, now you want to respond. And then you just went down a whole bunch of roads. That, come on, man. You say to Coach Prime, don't throw shade like I'm a chump, like one of the ones you hired.
Mm.
Who on this staff is a chump? Who on this staff, Chico, would you look at and go like, you know what? I would fire them and replace them with Matt. Like if Coach Prime has a staff full of chumps, his words, not mine. Because he said, don't throw shade at me like I'm a chump, but one of the chumps that you hired. Who on the staff is a chump, Chico? Then he later on tried to name a chump and gonna say, your DC left you for a pay cut right before spring ball started, and you hire somebody who ain't never had a job. I'm talking about Pun. Pun ain't no chump. Plum got a resume that vastly exceeds a Matt. And don't forget about Kenny Ingram over there in that room. like what do we, Chico? What do these people be thinking, man? But I get it. Like my grandma used to say, a hurt dog will holler, a hit dog will holler. You didn't even hear your name, but you wanted it to be your name so bad. You wanted it to be your name so bad. You said, you know what? I'm going to respond because people, Chico, they come to my channel for the truth. Because they can't get the truth out of Boulder. And then you admit the only truth that you get is from the videos we produce.
What?
Matt. I say his name 3 times like Beetlejuice. Matt, like, come on, dog. Then you make a claim that, one of my best friends in life, Coach Dre Gerard, don't even speak to me. Now, you admit now one of your best friends don't even speak to you, but you want to say it's because of a Coach Prime gag order, like Coach Prime going to tell another grown man who he could be friends with. Maybe Gerard don't want to be your friend because of the way you carry yourself. Man, you thought about that? Coach Prime could care less about you or 24/7 or anything that's going on at your level. He was speaking to people much, much higher than where you're coming in at. But you want it to be about you, and so you want to step out there and be like, let me say this, because the pride and tradition of the Colorado Buffaloes cannot be entrusted to the Timid of the Week, and Coach Prime, what you did was Timid of the Week. Man. That was weak, Coach Prime and Timid. You spoke to me without calling my name, and then later on say, well, he really didn't say my name, so I don't know if he was talking about me, but you got to believe he was talking about me. You want that man to be talking about you. Here are the simple facts, Chico. Here are the simple facts. Coach Prime did not say your name, Matt. Coach Prime was not talking about you, Matt. He was talking about things that are much higher than what you're dealing with in your 24/7 and CBS dealings. He was talking to people that you have not even met yet, but you wanted to make it about you. In an attempt to make it about you, you attack his staff. You say he's timid and weak. You say no media people want to come on your show because they fear that Coach Prime will retaliate against them. You say your best friend, your words, not mine. One of your best friends, Andre Gerard, won't even speak to you no more because Coach Prime won't let him. Are you recognizing the common denominator in all this foolishness? It's you. It's you. Where was all this noise when your school and your team that you're so passionate about was 1-11? But the minute Prime come, and I got receipts, Chico. Hey, can I get an interview? Hey, will you come on my show? And see how many times I responded. Coach Prime did the show. I was in the room. I recorded it. Coach Prime is, let Bucky be on your show, and all he tried to do was just extend the hand of courtesy to you, let you come in the building. You said it was an interview, and it wasn't no interview. It's like going on me going on a tour of the Smithsonian and then leaving the building mad because I didn't get hired. It was a tour. You was a guest. It wasn't no interview. Chico.
What's the big pod?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like you say, you love the school and you support it. Then you come back and say, well, all Coach Prime do is surround himself with family, friends, and fans, and nobody can talk to him because all he needs is yes man. All he wants around him is yes man. Y'all, if y'all are dependent on that dude's platform to where you get what he calls the truth, but man, you are wasting your time. I wish him the absolute best in his journeys and what he's trying to accomplish. But dog, when you call our name and the name is attached to a lie, man, stop.
To get you into foolery. Okay? Y'all above that, man. Y'all are doing y'all thing. Y'all are balling, man. Don't stoop. I know sometimes it's fun to just engage and just spar a little bit when you know you won the fight already. That's cool. I do that every now and then, But
you got to mute.
Okay. Don't allow.
What'd you say, Unc?
Coach, I hear you. But just like you said, you got to do it here now. I had to do it today, Coach. So I had to call the name today. He called your name out of pocket when you didn't even call his. He called your staff names out of pocket when his resume doesn't even compare. And let me be clear, Chico. My resume don't compare. that ain't no diss. Coach Prime has put together outstanding staff. You try to say that something must be wrong with Coach Prime's organization because our defense coordinator Livingston left a few days before camp and took a pay cut doing so. So that must be wrong, something wrong. When keep in mind, when DC Livingston came, he had never been in DC before. But every time Prime hires somebody that maybe don't look like certain people, all the questions come. Now Pun ain't got no experience. Pun ain't never had a job before. Match words, not mine. And so 6 months from now, when we got the best defense in the Big 12 and you wonder why Pun won't come on your show, why the hell you think he would? Chico. Why?
Don't say my name 3 times like Beetlejuice. You ain't got to say my name. I didn't call nobody out. I ain't get over here talking
Chico, the man didn't even say, but Chico, I got to go back to point 1, bullet point 1, asterisk 1, circle star 1. The man ain't said no names. He just said, oh man, yeah, 24/7 been doing some hiring lately. Some question must be desperate.
Yeah. Well, hey man.
And Chico, I'm telling you, I've been in the rooms, I've been on the phones, I've met these people. Coach Prime was not talking about Matt when he made that statement. And let me tell you this furthermore, Chico. Now, this might sting a little bit, Chico, but this is just the facts.
Mm-hmm.
When you are the level of a Deion Sanders and let's say he don't like you and he don't want your platform to succeed, do you know how easy that could be for him to do? Chico, you don't think Deion Sanders could call up CBS or 24/7 and say, hey, I want to start me a podcast with y'all, but on the one condition, y'all got to get rid of them. And what you think they'll do, Chico?
We're going to get rid of that one.
That man ain't thinking about you. If he was thinking about you, what you're out there doing for clicks, he can make unclickable with a phone call.
Well.
Like, dog, come on. Like, stop poking that bear. That man did. If he say your name, cool, say his name. Beyonce and them said it best. Say my name, say my name. And he ain't said your name.
Listen, if somebody doesn't say my name, but they do what Prime did and speak over my head. And I have a show coming out. I think they did the best thing they could do right now, and that is use that and make it seem like Prime was talking about them, even though he
I
didn't
get
say
it.
his name. And so
I
props
get it, Chico.
in that area, but
Chico,
not gonna
I
be
wish
doing it that away.
I wish publicly somewhere Barack Obama was somewhere saying something so close to me that I could claim he talked about me. I get
Right,
it.
right. Yeah.
I get it. I want Beyonce to be at dinner tonight with Jay-Z and mention me. I get it.
Yeah. Mention Jackson, Mississippi, then you can say, "Oh, they were talking about me."
like, come on, dog.
There you go.
But until Barack, Beyonce, or whoever say my name, they're not talking about me. Because if they were talking about me, they got the stature, the structure, the substantial nature that they can say the name.
Mm.
Do you think Deion Sanders will be afraid or have something to lose by not saying a podcaster's name that covers CU? If that's who he was talking about? He was doing an inside jab with somebody that he knows at CBS, somebody that people at the 24/7 level don't even know, even though CBS owns 24/7.
Damn. He wasn't talking about ESPN. He was talking about Disney.
I'm done, Chico. Chico,
I wasn't talking about Kevin Nagundy.
Come on, dog. Talk about your boss's boss. Like, come on, man.
Hey, man.
Come on, man.
Hey, man. Hey, dog.
But Chico, enough about that, man.
Hey, tell Prime
because now Chico, that does get in the mindset, and we finna get into some mindset with a legendary coach. But if you got something, go ahead, Chico.
I was just gonna say, tell Prime to come up there with a TMR shirt on. You know what I mean? Next week. You know what I mean? He ain't even gotta say our name. Just let me stop, dog. Shout out to Coach Prime.
Don't stop, get it. That's what Luke said.
And shout out to the whole staff over there in Colorado. I ain't talked to. I haven't talked to or seen or smelt no chumps.
None.
So I'll
ain't
say
a
that.
Ain't a chump in that building.
Know that much.
And then Chico did go say, like, you want to say, you hired Pun with no experience. Your DC left you. You the one that's desperate, not 24/7. Prime desperate? Come on, dog.
We got another show coming up. We can talk a little bit more about this, but right now we have a doctor coming on, dog.
A doctor, an 8-time champion,
and he don't talk about gossip or what somebody said or he said, she said type stuff. I don't think so. So go ahead, roll out one of those beautiful bean introductions, please.
Man, this man got so many accolades. We'd be here all night reading this stuff, man. This dude has won championships at every level, been recognized by every Hall of Fame that you could possibly be recognized for, has done everything that you can do within 90 feet of hardwood and accomplish it all. But he's put something on top of it, Chico, and that's a book and that's a manual on how you could do it too. Because, hey, it's 8 rings, but there's only one mindset, and that's the blueprint of a champion. My man, my coach, Dr. Luther Riley, joining the morning run.
That's
hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? There
we go. How you doing, Doc?
Hey, good morning, guys. First of all, Chico didn't have my theme music, man. What's up with that, man? Give me my theme music.
You got to understand, Coach. We got a man by the name of Manny that works in the back, and Manny be taking Fridays off. So
yeah, and I'm filling in right now. So your theme music might be a little bit different right now. Hold on.
Okay. Hey.
That's our man Big B Franklin for the intro and the theme music.
There you go.
Yes, indeed. Doc, how you doing?
Be here, guys. Thank you.
Let me set a little stage for you, Coach. Like I said, man, we tell about the title of the book, won 8 championships, but the youngest coach in Mississippi history to win back-to-back state championships. He did that 03 and 04. 9 championship game appearances. That's a 6-3 record. 10 of 11 seasons with 20-plus wins. Mississippi Association Coach of the Year, 5-time Metro Coach of the Year. That's Jackson, Mississippi. Clarion Ledger, the state's biggest paper, 2-time Coach of the Year. Leroy T. Smith Award, winning Nike All-American All-Star Coach, Kentucky Derby Classic All-Star Coach, Michael Jordan, that MJ, Capital Classic All-Star, and not a book. Why? Why? You done done it all?
Well,
Done it all.
kind of. I listened to what you guys were saying before I came in. It's kind of, think about this. It was so many, and I don't mean this in a bad way. So many unlicensed folks giving information out and things like that. Just throughout the country, and who hadn't experienced, or who hadn't had the experiences that I've had with hands-on. So I decided if they can do it, I know a thing or two about being a champion and laying out a blueprint for those that want to be the Uncle Neelys, the Chicos of the world, the prime times of the world. So essentially, it all boils down to mindset.
Mm.
I talk about that all the time, especially in football and in sports, but football mainly because it's such a physical sport, a contact sport.
Yes.
You have to have a different mindset, and once that has gone or left, it's hard to play football again, because of that certain mindset you have to have.
Well, I want you to think about something, and of course, I'm Dr. Riley now. Well, I went back and got my doctorate. And I'm not any smarter than anybody else. Something just intrigued me to go do some research on. So what intrigued me was this: out of all the successful people, what was different about them? What was different about? How can Coach Prime handle the things that you all spoke about earlier? It's because his mindset, certain things, that we go through in life, through this process, through this journey. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs. But what are the separators? And look at all the successful athletes and business owners or podcast owners and things like that. There are tough times that you all are faced with. But what are separators? The one thing that's common about everything that you all do, all the successful people, is the mindset. I use my rings as a platform to introduce mindset. And it symbolizes, you don't talk about necessarily the 8 rings, but it symbolizes, like my first chapter in my book is Vision Before Victory. Before this podcast started, you guys had a vision. And now look at you now. Throughout this process, through the process that you went through, now you got a victory. You got what I'm saying? But in order to have as a foundation success down the line, and kind of like my basketball teams, I hardly ever, probably at the beginning of the season, we talked about winning a championship. But then the work started. So if you don't have those processes and systems and that vision, number one, in place on how you can do these things, I remember like it was yesterday. One of my players, Charlie White, asked me, he said, Coach, how did you get us to rise above? And I was right there, inner city Jackson, over there in West Jackson. And I was a country boy. I'm coming from a small town in Mississippi, but I had that mind. So I told the guys, here's my vision. If you trust the vision, and there are so many things along the way during that process to where trust, you're building agency, you're building community, you're building efficacy. Once you do all that, of course, you have shows like this, big time podcasters like this, because you have to lay the foundation with that vision and believing. And Coach Prime said it best, believing. Once that vision is there, and you got to have it, Uncle Neely, you got to have it, Chico. If you don't see that vision that you're the best podcaster out there, how can you be the best? Then it's supported by world.
Talk about that show with Big Ben on here, Unc, about the person who feels like he can is the same as the person who feels like he can't.
Right.
They're both right.
That's right. Both
mindset.
Right.
Coach, you have done it for some years, man, producing championships and, more importantly, producing champion men, who've gone out into the world and prospered in their various fields of human endeavor. But you did it long enough and are still doing it long enough where one thing you hear in the coaching space, a lot of people say is that the kids have changed. Like today's kids can't be coached like they were coached 30, 40, 50, 20 years ago. You've coached long enough to be able to see if that's a change or not, or did the coaches change, or did the mindset change? What is this trigger out here that somehow things ain't what they used to be?
Well, I would say this. I don't think that you can't coach kids hard now or student athletes. What I think is that coaches have not evolved to the point where they have to be innovative in their approaches and things like that. Sure, you can't just grab a kid in the chest and punch him like they did us back in the day. You can't do that. But now you can get down on him and make sure that accountability is there. You got what I'm saying? Because it's so much more savviness now with social media and kids and parents, understanding a lot of things a lot more now. So you have to be really on your game now from this perspective. I was at Columbus, my last championship I won, Columbus High School. I won their very first state championship. And Coach Brent was the head coach at Jackson State. And they came and recruited our guys. Coach Brent said, "Man, you changed." I said, "No, I hadn't changed. I've become innovative." Now, the kid coming out Forward Street, coming out Queens, coming out the Brown Bottom, I can grab them jokers up, and say some things. But those student athletes from Columbus High School who think about it, who never won anything, who never had a coach that was really intense. So what I had to do is I had a tiered approach. So what I did initially, I had to kind of shift their mind, shift their thinking into the championship phase. How do you do that? So first of all, I gave them that vision and talked about where we can be, what we can do, where we can go. And then, of course, chapter 2 of my book talks about culture is the playbook. I promise you this. Your show has so many processes and systems on how it makes it a successful show. So once I give the vision, and for my student athletes, and then I start with the processes and systems. These are the things that we're not going to do or that we are going to do. So what happens is this. Okay, guys, when we come to practice, we're going to be here 30 minutes early to ensure that when practice starts, we're going to be sweating. We're going to be doing this. So this is how practice goes. They've never been exposed to that. Coach Drew from Baylor visited our practice one time, and I was talking to him. He said, "You got to go to practice." I said, "No, they got it. They ran the first 35 minutes of practice themselves." So what happened is this: once you lay the vision and hold, have some accountability there, put some processes and systems there, you're gonna have the success. So I don't think that coaches have to change. They have to get more innovative in a sense to where you fit today's athletes, because athletes are different now. There's not as just willing to do what you say. You really have to know what your business now when coaching today's student athletes.
Absolutely. It's a different brand, different breed out here, huh?
Yeah, Coach, I didn't mention to you offline that my partner, Big Dog Chico, he played high school ball, right? Basketball, hoops and football.
Okay.
But his jersey stayed balled up right here permanently because that's what the coach would grab him at. It was just always had that twist in it. He could take it to the dry cleaner and come back just.
That could have been a good thing or bad thing.
He said snatching them up from Brown Bottom. He from Selma, that Brown Bottom of Selma, so he know.
No, when he said bottom and Brown Bottom, it just reminded me of this place in Selma called the Bottom, and it's brown too. You know what I mean? But shout out to them, and and shout out to my coach who might have did grab me like this a couple times, who just got inducted to the Alabama High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Shout out to Coach Willie Maxey. Yes, indeed.
Well, let me share this with you as well. Now, my whole goal and vision for the program was this. It's all about mentoring and modeling for young men. I can go down the list. Every student athlete I had, number one, received some type of scholarship, 100%.
Wow.
100%. They did a story
Yeah.
about me in the local paper. They're in Jackson, not the Clarion Ledger, but this little small paper. I forgot the name of it. They use our study hall model to take throughout the district. And what make my heart smile is this. One of my former players who played the Globetrotters, Chris Heiss, played professionally and all this. He hired another one of my players to do his lawn, to do his landscaping and all. So one has one's an entrepreneur, one is well, both of them are entrepreneurs in different areas. So
Yeah.
one kid, Odell Carter, is a realtor
Mm.
who played for me. Sold Chris Heiss his house, who played for me. Vincent, we call him Twinkie, he's doing the yard. So when you have those kind of things, that will make my heart smile.
Yes,
And what I
indeed.
want to do with this book is show that everybody loves the champion. Everybody loves the champion. People tolerate you as you're winning, but a champion is going to stick with you forever and ever and ever. And so I'm so excited about that.
Yes, indeed.
Go ahead, Chico.
No, I was just gonna say it has to make you feel great as a coach, to see things like that. I would bring it back to me, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep it going.
You do it all the time.
We got to put some footage on my man.
Hey,
No, I was just gonna say
you
this.
ever seen that footage of Bigfoot? It looked real grainy. Ain't no details. It looked like Chico doing a layup, but I don't know.
No, I was just gonna say, man, when I moved in, when I bought my house back in my hometown, I just happened to move in across the street from my former principal and third grade teacher, and
Yes.
down the street from my science teacher.
Look at
And
that.
I remember thinking, I'm so happy that I behaved in those people's classes, because they came up to me, they was happy to see me, they were, we happy to have you as a neighbor. So I was happy to have them as a neighbor too. But I was
That's
also happy that I showed them respect and I act like I had some damn sense when
That's
I was in
right.
their
That's
classroom.
That still
Because
doesn't
it
stop
could've went the
the
other
sale
way.
signs from popping up though.
But let me share this too. A lot of times, one of my former players who now was at LSU, Jalen Courtney, he was the associate head coach at LSU. Now he's at Butler. He said, "Man, you really were hard on us." I said, "In life, you have to choose your hard. Do you have to choose your hard?
That's
So
right.
you dealt with it then, but look at you now. So that's part of their vision." And he asked, "How did you get us above all this?" Charlie White said, and he was the player of the year, 5'11", beat Monte twice. But Charlie White said, "Coach, man, we the only team in the state that practice 7 days a week, 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the evening." So I listened. I said, "Charlie, you're the only point guard, 5'11", 5'10", that beat 3 pros to get Mr. Basketball, and you won 2 state championships."
Mm,
Didn't hear anything else after that.
right.
So what happens, it always hadn't been about me. It's always been about my student athletes and my students, and it makes my heart smile to see everyone. And I keep in contact with all of our student athletes. I can name one by one by one by one by one, and share with them, or share with you all just what are they doing now. Jonathan Lewis in Augusta, engineer. His mom was my academic coach, Miss Jennifer Lewis, who just retired from Jackson Public Schools. I can go on and on and on and on. So that what makes my heart smile.
Coach, Chico, put that picture up when sitting with those trophies, because I think much like Coach Prime's gold jacket, people can say one thing, do another, but when they see the proof in the pudding, it's much easier to follow somebody when they can show you they've been there.
Oh, no doubt. And you're right. You talk about Coach Prime as a student athlete. I call him the modern day Muhammad Ali, where he was incredibly gifted by God, number one, with his talent. But what separated him, like a Michael Jordan or Muhammad Ali, was his mindset to not only be disciplined, but be a tactician in his sport. He was a student of the game. So man, it was so impressive to see him. And he was at Jackson State. Coach Otis really played for me. Of course, he's known for football. But my first year, he played basketball. And Coach Otis and I are really good. He spoke at our athletic banquet last year. Of course, now I'm a school administrator. So, and certainly, he is somebody to model after. And that's what we try to do, is model for these young men.
Love that. You always ask about my son, Deuce. Deuce always asks about you. I'm gonna tell you something I tell him all the time. He be venting about some hard times and this and that. I say, look here, bro. Tears taste salty, sweat tastes salty. Which one you want to taste?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You can work your way out this problem, or you can cry about it, but you're gonna taste that salt one way or the other.
You got to choose your heart. And I tell them, choose your heart. I tell our students now, nowadays, because it's so, they don't have the work ethics with their hands like we did back in the day. Of course, they're more technology driven. AI is taking over now, so they're more or less, they're tech savvy now. So what happens now is this: sometimes you have to be intentional about creating those spaces for communication, because sometimes they don't know how to communicate. So our next chapter of the book, build the program, not just the team. So in building the program, in whatever you do, that means that if I have students now, student athletes that can't communicate like they used to, or students that can't communicate, so now you've got to set a space for that situation to where you're teaching them how to communicate, because, AI is real. Those cell phones are real, but you have to be able to have a good team, and to be a champion, you have to be able to communicate. You and Chico couldn't make it if you guys couldn't communicate like you all do. You all had to have a system of communication.
That's right.
Which at some point involves me putting my hands on them. So,
hey, that's part of the process.
See, he always want to put his hands on somebody. That's the problem. That's why I'm way over here in the middle of the ocean.
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you about something, man. That I think it's the harder part of mindset, right? Because you said everybody loves a champion. Well, in your history of getting there, sometimes you got there, but you didn't get it. Talk about this blueprint, this mindset, but still in the end, from time to time, coming up short and not winning it all. How does that impact the mindset, and how do you bounce back from that loss, losing the big one?
So, and that's why in the book, I use the rings to symbolize. I never chased the ring. I never chased the trophy. That's symbolism. Now, those guys I mentioned to you earlier, those were the 3 times that we didn't win the trophy. But because of their place in their development with me, they were winners in life. They were champions in life. You got what I'm saying? Now, sometimes we have to be lucky. Sometimes we're going to be just fortunate to win that trophy. But that trophy and that gold medal they give you is fleeting. But those life lessons, their process, their journey they went through, those are the things that's going to propel him. How he told me, hey, coach, you were hard on me. So now he has a big house out there in Madison with a family and able to raise his family. When things get hard, he has that to go back to glean from. You got what I'm saying? So my measure wasn't the trophies. Oh, that's byproduct. That's the last thing that happened. That were byproducts of things that, we may have made a coaching error or something like that. But the process involved being a champion means not a trophy, but sustaining this journey to be a productive and successful entrepreneur, engineer, husband, podcast owner, things like that. That's the whole goal and whole vision behind my book, is to ensure that being a champion doesn't mean having something tangible. It's being able to endure that process. And a lot of people talk about trust the process. Trust the process. The process. First of all, you got to trust, then the process. It's so hard now to build trust with people now just because so much going on. But then you talking about the process? Man, when they hit a brick wall, most kids nowadays,
Oh, they're gonna
they
fold.
will. That's right. So now you have to be able to teach that kid through their journey, love on it. Back in the day, you could just really dog a kid out and give him one option. Hey, you got to do it. Now he gonna transfer on you. Now he gonna sue you. Now he gonna do. So now you have to really understand that process. Not only trust it, you got to embrace it and not let it go. So when you don't win that gold ball, for example, or that medal, for an example, you're still able to sustain a successful life. And that's my whole mantra with coaching. And I still call myself coach. Now they call me Dr. Riley, but I'm still a coach at heart.
And coach, here's what I found. When people embrace what you just broke down and losses come, right? Because losses are going to happen in life, not just sports, are going to happen in life. People still see you as a winner. Let me give you a couple of examples. People treat Ali like he undefeated.
That's right. That's right.
People see Michael Jordan like he undefeated. People see Deion Sanders like he went to every Super Bowl and won. And that's not what the record says. But because of their preparation, their dedication to their craft, and how they carry themselves after winning or losing, you just see them as a winner even when they lose.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. And see, and what happens, Unc, is this. Most times, if you're really true about your business and developing young men and women into being success stories, I don't even mention a trophy. I don't even mention it. We don't even mention it. But as you said, to be a champion, Muhammad Ali, his vision was, he told himself every day that he was the greatest in the world. He told it every day. He told himself he was the greatest in the world. So then, second thing, watch this. His culture was, he was one of the hardest workers. Look at Michael Jordan. Look at Prime Time. Prime Time didn't win 4 national championships. Prime Time didn't win every SWAC championship. His first year in Jackson State, or second year, he had to build it. His vision. People didn't know his vision when they didn't want to give a guy who hadn't had an experience, but he had a vision and a plan and a purpose. And he built the program, not just the team. And of course, it goes to my chapter 4. He practiced with purpose as a student athlete, as a coach, as a person of faith. Same way you do it, same way I do it. We are all champions. And that's why we want to ensure that student athletes, coaches, whoever get this book, have the opportunity and have this blueprint. And you see who's on the back of that cover with me too. That's Michael Jordan, by the way. That's not Chico. You saw that? That's the real Mike. That ain't AI now. That's Mike.
Yeah, they ain't Michael Jordan. He was in 8th grade with his Selma. That's Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. And I told MJ that day. I got to tell y'all how I met. How we met. So we were sponsored by Nike, and over there on Robinson Road, those inner city kids, we sponsored by Nike. Imagine this, we sponsored by Nike. So I had a guy, and he just passed away, George Raveling, who was the global director of Nike, coached at Villanova, was the global director of Nike. And I had a lawyer downtown Jackson, and through Al Jefferson, he coached the Jackson Tigers basketball team and sent an email every day for 6 weeks. And this is what he said. Hey, George Raveling, there's a guy named Luther Riley. Do you have to get into Nike? Please, 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 please give him an opportunity. He did it for 6 weeks. So when I got the opportunity to, and y'all don't believe this, when I got the opportunity to go to Nike, the summer before, I had probably $29. I had a Acura car. I filled it up with gas, and I drove to St. Louis. This is the year before I got with Nike. Drove to St. Louis. Mr. Clark, who lived, his son was Bobby Clark. I bunked with him for that night. Didn't have money for a hotel. Went the next day and was training free. I was doing it free. I had Michael Jordan's son. Didn't know it was Michael Jordan's son. Had Louis Farrakhan's great grandson. Didn't both of them from Chicago. Didn't know it. I was so tough on him. Oh man, I was tough. So the guy from Nike came over and said, "What Nike team you on?" I said, "I'm volunteering. I'm just volunteering." And they gave me a job on the site. Drove up, didn't have any money, didn't have anything. And the next year we were sponsored by Nike. I was able to coach the Jordan Classic there in New York, Madison Square Garden. When I met Mike, it was like something like I ain't never seen before. But anyway, it was something amazing. We were there at the Michael Jordan Steakhouse, and and it's all about, of course, going back to that, building up to that mindset. But yeah, those are the type of things we try to share with our student athletes.
Yes,
And one thing we got to just share, Coach, as we get to the top of this hour, we got to share, how do they get this book? Where do they find the book? How do they order it? How do they keep up with you? Let us get your social media handles. And most importantly, how do we find this book, 8 Rings, 1 Championship?
One mindset. Come on, get it right, get it right, get it right.
Let me tell you what threw me off.
What's that?
I just get a text while you on the ad. I'm looking down at it, and it's our man Pretty Tony Ray Forsett telling me to tell you what up, and I'm like, I'm trying to.
Okay.
Shout out to Pretty Tony, man.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy. So what you do, you can one or two ways. You go to my website, lutherriley.com, lutherriley.com, or you can go to Amazon and get it. And certainly is there. You have 3 options: the hardback, the paperback, and you have the ebook. So each one. And I'm gonna send you all, you and Chico, some gear.
All right, yes, indeed. You know we'll wear it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send y'all some gear. I got coffee mugs. I got Stanleys. I got everything. I'm gonna send y'all some, Neely. I'm gonna send Prime one to Prime needs some because he needs to drink more water. I gotta get on Prime. I gotta drink more water. We got the stainless steel mugs there, so we got it going on.
Nice.
So,
and as you say, go to the website right there, lutherriley.com.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
find out everything right there on the website.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
we gotta have you back on because I wanted to ask you. I looked at your whole resume. It's so much stuff on there. But you were able to travel overseas to several different places, China, Italy, France, to teach the game of basketball. Can you talk about that briefly before we get about here?
Yeah. Let me say that I'm so very blessed. I just want to say that I'm humble and I'm grateful not only to you guys, but to God, my parents, who not here anymore, my dad, who's my hero, my mom. But I've been really blessed coming from a small town of about 300 people, and to have been to places I've gone. I've been to China. Could have went back. And keep in mind, when I went to China, they wanted an NBA guy. Well, most NBA guys that were coaches, they wanted somebody to teach it and demonstrate it. So I was able to not only teach the game, but I could demonstrate it. And that's why I somewhat stay in shape to make sure that, so I had those opportunities through Nike to go abroad to ensure that, we teach the game and things like that. Also, now I'm speaking across the country with my book, The Blueprint of a Champion, to help principals, teachers, coaches, the whole 9 yards. So if you're in leadership, if you want a champion mindset, I'm the guy to deal with because I have the blueprint for you. I promise you. And I want to thank you guys. Chico, I'm gonna forgive you since you was a hooper. You didn't have my theme music on, so I'm gonna forgive you. Okay.
All right. I'll make sure I have it right next time.
Yes,
but Coach, you got to forgive him and grab him right there by that jersey though.
There you go.
His jersey said Elmer because the S was always balled up. He played for Elmer High.
Speaking of balled up jerseys,
it wasn't that bad, was it, Chico?
No, his was balled up in the front like this, so you can see it.
Wow.
You couldn't see his number. Anyway, we just playing, doctor. Don't get into our shenanigans over here. We just playing around. Hey,
but let me share this, I watch you all show. I probably watched every show that you all have had, every one of them, especially when when you're doing stuff with Colorado. I want to keep up with Coach Prime because I am a fan of his
That's right.
because he was a great athlete. When I say you can do a showmanship, and people don't understand when you're a showman, that makes it harder as a student athlete and a coach. Man, when you got them cameras in there on you, man, that makes it so hard, man. God, it makes it hard. It makes it hard. Yeah. So
absolutely.
Hey,
Coach, we
you got them
appreciate
text messages
you,
coming
man.
in.
Yeah, man, they blowing me up, man. They blowing me up. Saying I'm on the pregame show.
That's right.
Hey, we appreciate you, fam.
Yes, sir. Take care, man.
The
Thanks,
good
Doc.
doctor,
Good to meet you.
Coach
Thank
Luther
you.
Riley, got
Yes,
so many
indeed.
rings. Chico, he was the inspiration for DJ Khaled and said all we do is win.
Feel me? That's the theme song I should have had on for him.
We can't get the copyright.
If I was him, I'd just walk around like this. They'll think I was a part of the Four Horsemen.
Coach Prime kind of walk around like that.
What you trying to say, dog?
I'm trying to say you were making fun of my dog.
You making fun of your dog.
I tried to flip it.
Prime, you saw that Prime? That's messed up, dog.
Now Chico the one I walk around like this.
Yeah, I'm talking about the 4 rings. And you talking about that's how Prime be, dog. When you get over there, get right, dog. Tell Uncle Nick. Let me stop, man, before you kick my ass. All right, thank y'all for coming out. Y'all know what to do.
Hey, Matt said all they got a yes men around him, so you better say yes.
I'm gonna say no.
Hey man, I hate to end it how we started, but come on, dog. You know how many over the years disagreements, respectful disagreements I've had with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and like he values that.
People think that y'all be in the back room and Coach Prime be like, from this point moving forward, I demand you not to obey me.
Like, come on, man.
Well,
we just established with Coach Riley a winning mindset, right? How do you accomplish all he's accomplished in life and all you have around you is people who going to agree with you?
Oh man, that's not possible, dog. That's not
It's
possible.
It's not even desirable.
No.
Like you want people who gonna push you
and challenge you and call you out if you doing something crazy or whatever. You need that around you. That's what brothers do, right?
And I go a step further, Chico. There's been times we've disagreed or times I've seen him and coaches disagree, and he'd be like, "Okay, all right, we're gonna run it your way." Now we run it your way. It's on you.
Mm-hmm.
The outcome is on you now because you said this how you think we should do it.
Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, man,
he's just surrounded by family, friends, and fans, and he the one desperate with his hires. He ain't got nothing but chumps working for him. Come on, dog.
Damn, dog. You call out a lot of people, dog, by saying that. And
don't throw shade like I'm
blackballing yourself
that you hired. Don't throw shade like I'm a chump that you hired.
Damn. Messed up, dog. How you gonna walk back into somewhere? I don't care if you played there, built some of it or whatever. How you gonna walk back into somewhere you just insulted the whole staff?
My best friend don't talk to me. Says a lot about you.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
And who in the world, Chico? Who in the world would associate the words timid and or weak with Deion Sanders?
And how about this? Fuck it. Y'all niggas put our stuff on y'all screen trying to call us out and all this other stuff. First of all, you ain't got to say in our man, Big Dog Chico, as if I'm your friend. You feel what I'm saying? Trying to put me in a situation as if no, put it like this. Draw the line. All right. Y'all over there and I'm over here and I'm going to stay over there. Y'all stay over there. Okay.
Period.
Y'all call my dog name out. You talk about my other dog and you blackballing your whole self, your own self, as my coach used to say, and trying to put it on us. All right. Y'all put my stuff on the screen, which is stuff that we produce. So you calling me out too, dog. All right. So if y'all going to use our stuff, Stay on that side because we're not using y'all stuff. All
ever.
right. And nobody said y'all name.
Ever.
You feel me?
And the only historically, I've never said their name, and the only reason I said their name today is because he literally said mine.
Right.
And had a couple insults with it, but I ain't worried about playing.
Now I could go further, but I'm not.
Chico,
how about that?
Yeah, but here's the thing, Chico. And let me admit to our audience, who we love in the chat, he was dissing his chat. He said, "Hey, the chat." He said to his chat out there, "Y'all ain't nothing to me. Y'all Ken dolls. Y'all bots. I don't care about none of y'all."
And then
I love my chat, Chico. But
then you wonder why somebody don't mess with you. You calling somebody whatever names, sexuals and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, ain't nobody gonna mess with you later on. Now, then, whenever, if that's the stance you taking, like what we doing? How you gonna want to get into somewhere, but you insulting the people that's there?
And for your content, by your own admission, it is based off what Bucky and Darius put out. That's the only chance you have to see the program, and you're commenting on what you see. And like I tell anybody, you didn't see the 30 seconds before the clip or the 30 seconds after. You wasn't in the room. And you're only regurgitating what someone has provided for you to use. And then you want to try to hate on it and call people staff chumps. So I say to my chat, my beloved chat out there, your beloved chat out there, Chico, from top to bottom, from bottom to top, from east to west to north to south, name somebody on Coach Prime staff that you would replace them with Matt.
That's what I was gonna say this. You put a name on it since you calling folks chumps.
Yeah. Oh, that's who Chico. He ain't gonna do that.
Who's the chump? What the chumps? Call the chumps out.
He gonna call me a chump. Yeah, he ain't gonna call me.
I was just talking about Neely. Man, you said the staff and the people that he's hiring.
I ain't no staff. I don't work to see you.
That's messed up. So at the end of the day, you feel me? I'm gonna say this, man. R-Dub CP, we ride with Coach Prime at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Y'all know how we coming, and we came that way the whole time. To the people over y'all heads, whoever hired y'all, you know what I mean? Trust me, I'm a congratulator at the end of the day. I was congratulating you guys for getting hired because it only opens up an area for other podcasts and people that do things, and especially the ones who really got access to Coach Prime and the program. So 247, CBS, ABC, all of y'all who got y'all want to come and have a podcast that's going to cover Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. Dog, shit. Why are you looking over there? Because that ain't this.
Hey, Chico, you said it best, baby. I sell milk. I want more milk salesmen because eventually they're gonna find their way to the best milk.
Exactly.
I don't need to be the only milk in town. I'm the best milk. So I just want more milk drinkers. So hey, anybody else that want to get in this space, get in it.
Get in it. Just know that's 2%. That's spoiled milk. This whole milk. That's almond milk. It's different types, dog. Just know what you're drinking. Know what you're buying. You feel me?
Yes, sir. A lot of stuff coming up next week, Chico. On Monday, it'll be the eve of the Browns kicking off one of their camps. So, we're going to talk Shedeur Sanders and what the Browns' outlook is, and particularly with next Thursday being the NFL draft. We'll do some pre-draft stuff on Wednesday. And, of course, we expect a CU guest to come on as well. So, we loving all of it.
So much other stuff that could have been said. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna leave it at that, dog. I got to go to my daughter's program. You feel me? Let me go be a father. You know what I'm saying? And go do what I'm gonna enjoy doing. Because talking about other folks, I get no pleasure out of it. It actually makes me hot. You feel me? And I start itching. I gotta go take a shower. Not your type of hot, Uncle Neely. Not your type of hot.
This dude over here twisting his nipples, talking about he hot on a Friday.
It gets me going.
It's provocative.
Man.
No one knows what it means, man.
There's so much stuff that could be said, but you know what? People gonna respond to this. They gonna clip this and put it all on screen and things like that. So I'm sure it's gonna be much more that need to be said. I just hate to give light to other mofos that don't deserve the light that we're giving to them. And as Coach Prime said,
Chico, let me say this to that.
Pay attention, dog.
Let me say this to that because I'm the same way. which is why I haven't done it before until now. We have to also be careful in this space because a lie unchallenged can easily become the truth. And so sometimes when somebody has said enough BS, and then say your name and associate your name with the BS, I ain't finna make this my daily routine responding to BS every day, but it was Freaky Friday.
Okay. All right. Had to go down to the brown bottom. That's all. So, hey, thank y'all for coming out, man. We're going to go do some real things in this real life because this internet is not a real place. Trust me. But a real place is unclechico.myshopify.com. That way you can go get you some and support. And that way, when you walk into Folsom Field, they'll know what you represent. They'll know what side you on. How about that? The consistency wins side. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
And also, if you need some insurance in a real way, dial 303-343-3515 and go to DeniseSmithInsurance.com. State Farm agent out there in Colorado, the best in the nation, because she rocking with the biggest and the baddest. That's Uncle Chico right here on TMR Live. And if you need a place to stay, when you're there in Boulder where it's cold and everybody's getting busy, to get 20% off at check-in, not at checkout. You can't do it then. You got to do it when you check in. All you have to do is say Uncle Neely sent you, and that 20% will be taken off your checkout at the Boulder Boca Hotel. Cheer. Until next time, this has been the morning run.
Keep it gangster, Chico. Keep it gangster.
Gangster.
Keep it gangster, Chico. Keep it gangster.
TMR Live. Feel me? All right, cuz. All right, blood. Chocolate in the sky, black fits high. Y'all know what it is. The morning run. Chill. Just throw the whole grenade. Just throw it. Pow. Blow it up.